Good morning, everyone. Hey, I did a little bit of a power post yesterday, kind of in a blog format, and there was some engagement, which I'm really happy about because when I post, I really like to try to get inside and see what people are thinking about some of that content. And it was just a really, really simple post because I think dare I say, we overcomplicate things. And I think that is kind of a byproduct of our media. And I use media really broadly. So, movies and television and news and TV formats like reality TV, all of that. And then you layer on top of that traditional media that people in my age group are very familiar with the newer media, which is social media, which is internet driven. And it's just a lot of messaging on messaging on messaging. And it's still very gendered. So I'm always careful when I say this because I don't hate men. I don't think all men are evil. But I do think coming out of the 60s and the 70s and growing up with a lot of powerful feminist women, I do think it is a gendered scenario. I think men are judged differently in their actions and how they look and what they bring to a workplace, for instance, or to their own business, very differently than women are. So my blog post yesterday was just fun and uplifting, and I just was making the point that style is for everyone because it's a personal self-expression. Just like cooking is for everyone. So everyone cooks. We have to cook, we have to eat, we have to make beautiful recipes and incorporate health and wellness into our eating for our family. And sometimes we take out and sometimes we go to a restaurant and sometimes we make old-fashioned recipes and sometimes we make new things. That doesn't mean that all of us are Michelin trained. That doesn't mean we have to go to culinary school. It just means that eating is sort of a common human activity. We do it. Some of us have a lot of fun with it. It becomes a hobby. Some of us just do the baseline. And style is the same thing. I think people get really hung up in the words of style and fashion, and they think about it as something that they can only have if they have the perfect body, or if they are the perfect age, or if they have the perfect budget. So my blog post on this Facebook page was just talking about style is unique. It is your form of self-expression. It is unique to you. It is timeless. It evolves. It is something that should be fun and happy. And fashion is a little teeny piece of that. And fashion can be artistic and fun, but fashion sort of comes and goes. Fashion is an art form. There are waves of what's fashionable and trending. And style is your unique interpretation of how you present yourself. And maybe I can give you a really good example quickly of how this has manifested for me. And I am a wardrobe coach. So prior to COVID and most of my adult life, part of my style was not very all-encompassing with makeup and skincare. And that's not to say that I didn't do those things, but I did them very mishmash, piecemeal. You seldomly saw me buying makeup at a makeup counter. I was mostly catch as catch can. A huge part of that was that I have really, really significant allergies and I am sensitive and I'm allergic, and it just felt really bothersome and troublesome, and I just kind of went it more au natural. I did have really impeccable grooming. So, I made sure that my hair appointments were on. I made sure that my hair really, especially when I went natural with gray, that it was always cut and really, on point. And I made sure, brow waxing and all of that kind of thing. I would have fun with nail color. And so it's not that I didn't dip in there, but I wasn't really a devotee. And now we go to pandemic times. And very early in the pandemic last year, it was going to be apparent that in order for me to work, I would have to find a virtual delivery platform. And so Zoom became sort of the de facto standard. And I soon and quickly realized that being on Zoom, or even being in this format, doing like a Facebook Live, it's like you're on television. It's like the same process that a newscaster on local news may go through, both male and female. They're in harsh lighting, they're in front of cameras, they have to be positioned, and they're wearing a considerable amount of makeup to accommodate for film, for lighting. So Zoom became quickly a space where I had to develop a better way of utilizing makeup in a way that I wasn't really comfortable with. So even myself as a wardrobe coach, I needed to get real with myself and coach myself. So as part of my style and my unique presentation and how I would be helping my clients, because I'm not being seen now other than in a Zoom box, I had to sort of rethink lighting, the Zoom virtual background, the background in my house when I do something like this. I ended up having to move my office out of an attic where there was no light to a first floor bedroom, which I had to repaint. And so it just became like, it spiraled. So, one awareness really made me create a different way of being with sort of the whole makeup and skincare. And it's funny to note that as I was developing this for myself, I kind of created a little workshop offering on how to up-level your work from home, talking more about the technology, the Zoom, the lighting, the virtual background, but then I do talk also, of course, about the hair and skin and makeup, because now that is like even more profoundly important. And for myself, I've online, if you can believe this, I found some resources, I bought some new makeup, I've adjusted my skincare routine. I've still kept the element of what's unique to me, which is simplicity. I do like to try to find clean beauty products. I've been morphing back and forth between a couple of brands, trying to look for the cleaner, less chemical options. But suffice to say that I've had to re-scope my own habit and my own awareness about a part of my style that is being affected by things beyond my control. The pandemic is not in my control. Being reduced to virtual places and spaces to do my work is not within my control. But what is in my control is to stay true to my style and yet to incorporate some of these tools, these products, these new ways of being. So I still keep my makeup pretty basic. It's not that I've changed, but I've definitely had to up level. So to say all of that to you is to say that even the coach needs to be coached. And I've been meeting with some vendors and some people online in the Zoom world to allow myself to be coached around makeup and skincare. So the style process is ever evolving. It's a journey. It's a place to be having fun and to be empowered and to be changing and fluid as things move and change. That's just part of, I think, having a change mindset. And I sometimes, myself personally, struggle with change. I like to get things rocking and rolling and moving and working, and I like my stuff to be easy. So again, though, it's like anyone can have style. Anyone can play with fashion. Anyone can play in this arena. It's more about developing your uniqueness and using a few really quick tips and tricks to get you started. So go back and read the post. And Facebook to me these days is very confusing. I'll sometimes go back to try to find something on a feed and I can't see it. So it was just yesterday, I just posted on this site, and I did get some great comments, which again led me to hop on here and then just draw your attention to that particular post, and then to use this example of myself and my sort of journey here around makeup and skincare during these pandemic times. When you're hiring a professional coach or personal shopper or wardrobe consultant, or we all call ourselves different things, an image consultant, be sure when you're doing the vetting of who you're going to hire, myself or someone else, that you kind of ask that question of the person. Who's coaching you these days? How are you evolving and changing? Because every coach should have at least one coach, and every therapist should be seeing their own therapist, and every teacher should be getting educated. So I think it's, again, it's a constant being able to evaluate, morph, change, have fun with it, bring new things into our ways of being and into our mindset. Okay, so that's like our little session of the day. If you want to pop down a comment here, I always get excited when people engage, or go back to the post and read that now and then pop in a comment there. Very exciting stuff. Okay, and spring is like mounting. I always know when I get my allergies start up, the season is changing. So I'm hopeful that in another week or so, we'll be able to really talk about spring. So keep checking back in and reach out for commenting here or private message me. Thanks.